Howdy folks, this is John here from the Jersey Shore. It's tax time, so I spent a little money on solar stuff, so I'm gonna put together some videos on my system and everything. I only have 600 watt of solar array right now, but I intend to add some more probably next year, for a total of probably roughly 1800 watts. Alrighty, I'd like to thank Kenny from Viralocity. He's helped me out a lot. I called him to get the system up and running, and super great guy. Definitely check out his videos. Alright, so I hope you enjoy all the videos. Hey, it's getting pretty late here, and I figured I'd do a quick video. I got the disconnect put in, 60 amp. It's got the number 6 gauge wire. Got a ground. It's 110, so you're only feeding the one leg. And the neutral goes through and gets tied into the ground bar, neutral bar. And then you use the one side of the breaker, the 2-pole 60. That's all they make, so you only use the one leg of it. And that's pretty much it on this. So yeah, it's just like a knife, like an electric chair type of thing. Yeah, that's it. Alright, the next challenge on my agenda is to get the inverter right above there, which is about, oh boy, over 8 feet, I'd say, because that's the bottom, all the way up there. I'm thinking what to do is get a piece of wood and rest it up on here, and then run it across and set it on the shelf there, and then have something to set it up on so I can screw it in. And then I'll just take one screw at a time and then bolt it in, because that sucker's like 60 pounds. And I'm sure the door is going to hold it. It's just, can I hold it and screw it up at the same time? Probably not. So that's the next project. I'll hit you back when I got it up. Well, I got her up there. I muscled it up there. 60 pounds. Yeah, it wasn't too bad. The shelf helped a lot though. So if you're definitely mounting it high, I'd put a cleat up there. I'd build a shelf up there first. You don't really need it high. It's just in my situation with the flood zone, you want something like this high. The higher the better. But yeah, I got it mounted up there. I got her bolted up there with I think a 1/4 inch, maybe a size bigger bolts, all 4 sides, so I don't think she's going anywhere. Take that sucker right out of there. See that? She ain't going anywhere. If she does, I'll be surprised. That sucker's there to stay. Alright, let's see if the old turbo fan works. Always like to check this stuff out. Yep. She's going. Yep. Alrighty. So I can throw that. I'm done wiring it up. Throw that on. Give it that nice finished look. Of course, there's they have booties that goes over this, so you're not shorting out the terminals there with the metal plate here. And yeah, next project will be probably mounting these guys up. Alright, I'm getting ready to install these Midnight Solar surge protectors, suppressors, lightning arresters, whatever you want to call it. This is my feed in and feed out breakers for the Outback. I have a 60 going in and a 40 going out to my APC sub panel, and I'll show you that on a future video. But yeah, you can wire these according to the manual. You can wire these either 240 or 110. Here is a 120 volt E panel, and it pretty much the black's the negative, red's positive, and the green is ground. Or you can wire it to 240, which it shows over here, to a breaker. So either way you can wire it. Shows you pretty good diagrams in here. And this is can also be AC or DC, depending on your setup. So yeah, it's universal. It's pretty nice, and they're around 90 bucks. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stick them one there, one there. Okay, I got the Midnight Solar surge suppressors, surge detectors, surge whatever, put in the top of the panels. I connected the blacks to the neutral bar, the greens to the ground bar, and the reds to each leg of the other. This is like the breaker coming into the inverter. So this is the line coming into the inverter. That's the line going out to the surge suppressor, and also the line going out from the inverter goes into here. Also that is to the other one, surge suppressor, and this is going out to the APC sub panel. Alright, and then these other breakers, I'm going to wire in an outlet for, got a hot water heater over here, vent fan. I'm going to try to clean up some wiring in here. I got this mess here. I'm going to sleeve in some kind of conduit and redo all that. And everything is going to get tied into those two breakers down there. Also might, there's an outlet there, might clean that up a little bit, get that in there. And that's pretty much it for in this box. Figured it'd be a good time to convert the batteries over from 12 volt to 24 volt. Right now I have, I have 2 6 volts up there, and then 4 6 volts here, and then 4 12 volts down there. I'm gonna have to leave those out for now until I get 2 more, but I'm gonna configure those and then configure those, and then when I get 2 more I'll just add to that, and then probably I'll get another 4 to go on that top shelf. So because basically I'm gonna move those down, and then the other ones will go right there, and then if I get 4 more I'll put them up there. Alright, so I'm gonna tear all this out and convert it all. Okay, I just got all the batteries out of the little Rubbermaid closet, and these are the ones I'm going to use right now. I'm going to clean them off because they're a little dirty still from being under the house, which they were originally. I'm going to wipe them down with a rag, and then I'm going to add some of this battery water you can get at Advanced Auto or whatnot. I was checking the cells with a one of these rapid test battery testers, and they seem all good, all the cells. I also did a load test with my load tester, and you know, it said that it was getting into the yellow a little bit, but it wasn't bad. It wasn't in the red, so I think the desulfonator will help a lot. So let me get these cleaned up and back in the closet and connected up. Let me just show you the empty closet here. There's the two I'm not using right now. The one off to the right, the wire, I got going to a bus bar, and this is the other end of it. I'm going to use this as a like a neutral bar or ground bar. I figured that would save on some wire, and then this is the other end. This is the hot. And then I'm gonna be putting, yeah, this one's coming out too, for now. And then I'm gonna put the 4 smaller ones down on the bottom shelf, and then the bigger ones up here, and then the two sets of big ones can go on the other 2 shelves that I made. All right, here's a. I don't have much room, but there's no zooming out on this iPhone, but you could pretty much see, 4 shelves. Cabinet, Rubbermaid cabinet. Yep. And alright, let me get them all cleaned up, watered up, and connected back up again. Okay, I just completed the bottom shelf of batteries. I got them wired in 24 volts. That's the black jumper here. It's going positive and negative. These are the 12 volt batteries, by the way. So yeah, a jumper between hot and negative, and then that's connected to the bus bar there. And then I'll put that on the shelf here, and got my meter. Set that there. So I'll put that onto here, and that onto my bus bar. And got 25 volts. So I need some charging. Should be up to like, I think, 28.5 or something like that. But yeah. Alright, so I'm gonna get this second set done, and then I'll hit you back. Okay folks, I got the second row of batteries wired together. All these are in series because they're 6 volt to make 24 volt. So this is the positive coming from the other battery bank and then going out to the inverter. This is the other end of it, which is getting tied in with the neutral bar, as I like to call it. And I also ran the temperature sensor. It didn't stick too well to the batteries because the double-sided tape kind of sucked. So I guess just setting it there will be fine. And so I just ran that up. Nothing special. There's some slack on it. Pushed it through to the other side. Alright. So eventually I'll fill these last 2 shelves up with batteries once I get that down and everything. Alright, let's do a voltage test on this, and Should be at, well, 25. But I think we're supposed to be at like 28 point something. I think that's the high. But, I don't know. So I'll set this up. And we are at 25. So it's should be enough to run the inverter, and then the inverter will charge the batteries. Alright, next I think I'll hook up the desulfator. That's the next goal. Alrighty. Okay folks, I just got done installing the BLS, the battery lifesaver, which is a desulfator for my lead acid batteries. I stuck it up there and kind of just tuck the slack in behind the disconnect switch there. I have it on right now. You should see the little green light. Maybe. Yeah, you can see it, sort of. Yep. So just, you know, simple. Negative, positive, and it's good for 12 volt or 24 volt. They have bigger ones for bigger systems, but I think that'll be all right. I also went ahead and connected the negative line for the inverter, and that is right here. I have to drill that through and run that. This is the ground line for the inverter, and this is the cable for the AC cable for the in and out. One goes to the sub panel, one comes from the main breaker box. I cut it in half. I looped it before just to see if everything's working. So it's a 6-3 SO cord. In the manual they call for no less than 6 gauge wire for the inverter, which a lot of people use 10, but I don't know. I think there's a reasoning behind why they wanted 6 gauge. I'm thinking probably because of heat. These things do produce a lot of heat, the inverters, from what I'm told, so maybe that cuts down on the heat, but I'm not sure. When I kicked it on, I had to make sure everything switched to 24 volt, because I had a 12 volt setup before, so that makes you go through its little menu setting, and you just switch it over to 24 volt. And also this has to synchronize and all that. I probably have to recalculate that and all that. It wasn't really working well for 12 volt. I found it wasn't that accurate. Maybe because of the wire that I used. I just used like a telephone wire. Maybe I need some thicker stuff. I don't know. Kenny, if you have the answer for that, maybe I'm thinking I got for this. I probably have too thin of a wire. Because I noticed you had thicker wire on your battery sensors. Alright, so that's pretty much it for now. I gotta get the main breaker in and get the main AC lines in. But that's it for tonight, and I'll pick up more of this in the morning. Alrighty. Okay folks, I just got done with the DC part of the inverter project. I got the main breaker for the inverter right here, 175 amp. Yeah, I had to butcher that to cut it out, but I guess it will be alright. I'll put some more tape around it, or I call the diamond plate stuff tape, by the way, because that's what it is. Then I got the DC connected to the inverter. I just got to put the boots on there. And the ground, the earth ground. I have to put some duct sealant around those holes to make them more pretty. And that's the inside. And the back of the breaker, I kind of just wired it there, just like that. Just some L brackets. There is a line and load written on the breaker. So the line goes up and gets tied into there. And the neutral is, or the negative is right there. And loops up and through the hole there. Okay, thanks. Howdy folks, I just got done mounting the mate. Got my electrical connections in. I plugged the battery temperature sensor and the mate in to the inverter. I just got to screw the cover on there. That 6-gauge wire was a bear to work with. I think they need to rewrite that manual. I had to actually cut some strands off of it, and then some strands were kind of creeping over to the other terminal, and I had to put some tape on it. It's just a bear to work with. But I got it in there. And now I'll put the cover on, and I'll turn it on, see what happens. Got everything on as far as the DC. So yeah, stay tuned, and I'll show you what's up. Okay folks, I got the cover on, got everything connected, got the Mate 3 connected, mounted, got the Outback charge controller mounted, got everything pretty much mounted. There's the inverter breaker, or on-off switch. Alright, I'm about to kick everything on. The only thing I'm going to be doing later, when I get some money for wire and whatnot, I'm going to be mounting another one of these Midnight Solar boxes here, and then this Xantrax controller I'm going to be mounting right about there, and that's for the one 235 watt panel on the main roof, which has an in-phase inverter on it now, and I'll just take that off and tie it into the system. Alright, so right now I have this on, and it's doing its job. So I'm going to kick the inverter on and see what happens. Alright, first I'll turn the main on, and then the line and the load, turn that on. As you see, I got my Midnight Solar surge protectors, they're on. Alright, I'll turn this on right here. Alright, ooh, Outback. Alright. Alright, and that one just kicked in. Everything looks pretty good. Let me see the status lights on this thing. Ooh. Please excuse me, I got a very small closet. And the sunlight is just amazing in my backyard. So, alright, so battery says it's full. And then the inverter is on. Inverter's on. AC in, it says. It's hard to tell, like, oh, here we go. Just gotta move it to the right. spot. It says that the battery's full, inverter's good, and the AC is in. So no errors, which is good. And then I'll just I'll have to call up Kenny, see what his settings are, and then see what happens. Alrighty. Okay, I think I got everything hooked up now. I just got to close everything up. There is the Cat 5 plugged into the charge controller, and I just ran everything back behind there. Okay, folks, this is my other solar closet. There's on each end of the house. The one end has the inverter in it. That was all because of the battery bank. I used to have everything in this closet, but with the batteries underneath the house, it was just a pain in the ass dealing with that. So I moved everything in that little cabinet. So there's kind of pieces everywhere, but this is what I did in this closet, which this is where the APC transfer switch is, and a couple of other things, charging stations. I also brought a 12-volt line into this closet because I have 12-volt lighting in here. Basically, this is a couple junction boxes for all the circuits, because the main panel, you can't really see it. It's behind this cabinet in the living room here. So basically, there's the wires for the circuits are running through here into the junction box, and it's continued over to here, and that's where it gets tied into the APC. So there's I picked 10 circuits that I needed. Only the 2, 9 and 10, those are I believe I made them kitchen circuits, the less needed ones, because those only will run with the generator. So 1, 9, and 10 will only run with the generator. The other 7 will work off the UPS or the generator. And this UPS, that's actually the Outback inverter. It's always online. When the power goes out, it will sense that the power's out and switch over to the Outback. That's how that works. I modified the plug. The plug used to be, if you could see it, right there, UPS inlet. That was probably like a 10 gauge wire, maybe not even, maybe like a 12 gauge wire, like a computer cable. I rewired it to a 50 amp like welding plug, 50 amp, and I wired it 120 volts. It kind of looks like a standard plug, but it's big and beefy, and that's some 6 gauge SOK cord, which I also use for the inverter. So plenty of power in that cord. I didn't want anything to overheat or anything, so I used the tougher gauge wire, because it's about a 60 foot run from here to the other shed, solar shed, and that's about it. These will only spin when the power is off, because I have everything set. So when it shuts down, it will transfer over. So these will only turn when the power is out, and it will tell me the energy being consumed and used, and I tried it out, and you can see there is a 10 kilowatt difference about, so it does work. And yeah, at first I had everything supplementing the loads, so basically I had the whole sub panel on and the inverter was powering everything. So, but yeah, that's about it in here. Got some more cleaning up to do. I got more of the silver metallic duct tape to fix all that up. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I still have the blue lights connected. Those are 12 volt. I still have my charging station for my 12 volt LED light. And that should still work. Oh yeah. I have the that cheap grid-tied inverter down there, which I'm gonna eliminate. And yeah, that is pretty much it in this room. Alrighty. Okay, here's the completed system here. I got everything labeled up. Everything is up and running. I got the inverter up there. Outback 60 amp charge controller. Mate 3. The hub 4. The breaker box here is for the charge controller. 2 60 amp breakers. This is the main breaker for the Outback. I got the Xantrax battery monitor there. A couple Midnight Solar lightning arresters, and the breakers are there. When I get a chance, those 2 other breakers are going to be for a couple outlets in here and whatnot. So I'm just waiting for the weather to get a little warmer. These are just my sealed lead acid 12 volt batteries the Harbor Freight System's charging. And I only taped this here so I wouldn't scratch up the Outback inverter when I open the door here. Let's see what we're doing here. Let's see, I'm going to close the door so sunlight. Alright. So that's what I'm doing right now. It's a 3 kilowatt or 0.3 kilowatts of solar. Alright. It's doing its job. Yeah. Alright, well, thanks for watching. I hope this was a little informative of what I did. I tried to do everything, you know, to code, not so crappy, but, you know, everybody's got their own ways of doing things. So please rate, comment, subscribe, and thanks for watching. Bye now.